Here you go.
Here we go. Is that good? All right. I really want to thank all of you. My name is Hillary Seeger. I'm with Good Hillary. I'm an Air Force veteran from Meredith, New Hampshire. I see a lot of my other veterans friends here. And I really wanted to thank all of you for getting over here. I know it's tough with getting out of work at 5 to make it here by 6 from all over the state. And I know I have a few more folks coming in later. But the reason that we're here tonight is really, really important to me. We're supporting a person that I actually care about a lot. I respect him, and I respect the values that he has. We saw in a presidential election 16 candidates sign a pledge that they would support the nominee. Every single one of those candidates signed that pledge. I know for a fact that 2 of them, most notably John Kasich, did not honor that pledge. The candidate tonight for CD1 is not going to put his name on something that he does not intend to follow through on. For that reason, for myriad reasons, and for a lot of reasons I'm sure we all share, I'm proud to support and to introduce to you tonight our next congressman from CD1, Eddie Edwards.
I want to thank all of you so much, so very, very much. Your presence reflects the true nature of the Granite State. We are a principled group of people in this state. We believe in examining the character of our elected officials, and we demand accountability in our elected officials. And this election cycle is so critical to our nation, so critical to our nation. We have a president who's really shaking up Washington, and he needs help. Not the type of help that will cave in from a little bit of pressure. Not to stand tall like he did and demand that the party starts to change his ways. That's what we're doing here. We're demanding that we bring back character to our politics, to our party, to our country. The president is doing this. And right now, this election is not about me. It's about all of you. It's about the future of our children, our families. At some point, character has to matter in this country again. And I started my campaign, as all of you know, in April 2017, talking about character. I've been in a number of debates with Senator Sanborn up until this point. Never once have I been asked to sign something to commit to someone who is fundamentally character. He has a character defect, I believe. I've never been asked to submit to that. I said to the party, just so all of you are fully aware, I said to the party, all I'm asking you to do, I'll go to the unity breakfast. I won't speak ill of Senator Sanborn in public. I won't hurt our party that way if I were to lose, but I'm not going to lose this thing. There's no way that... But I said I wouldn't speak ill of him. I'm certainly not going to vote for a Democrat. I'm not going to ask someone to do a write-in campaign. I'm not going to ask people to vote for me. This seat is important to us, but so are my principles. You know, I'm standing in front of you because I was asked. I just want everybody to understand what type of person I am. I've been given a lot of advice today. You've been following that. From folks who just entered politics 2 days ago to people who've been in politics for 20 years. They've all told me how to handle this. And there's a person who I know is having right now watching down on me. That's my grandmother. She taught me what real values were. I'm not betraying those for anybody. I'm not going to do it. If that means that somehow I'm going to lose a seat, an opportunity to gain a congressional seat that we need desperately, I don't believe that's the case. You're too passionate, you're too committed to this seat. There's no way we're going to lose this. But the party has to look at itself. The party has to ask itself, what type of candidates do you want to represent us? That's the issue. And so, when I think about it, and I said this in Newcastle a couple of days ago. My mother asked me once, called me. My brother was being sentenced to prison. She called me crying on the phone. I love my mother dearly. I would do anything in the world for her because she's had a hard life. But when she called me and asked me to come home and testify on behalf of my brother, who's been sentenced to life in prison, and she wanted me to tell the judge what had happened to us as young men, and what she went through, and I refused to do it. That was one of the hardest decisions I had to make in my life, and to this day, I still feel badly about that. But it was more important to me to do as my grandmother had taught me. My mother, I love her, I love my brother. But there's a consequence in life. You have to do the right thing. That's what I'm doing. I believe deep down inside, I am doing the right thing. And I know our party will reward me for doing the right thing and standing on principle. And I will be our nominee, and I will take on a Democrat, and I will win our seat and make it red. There's no one who's going to fight harder for this seat. No one's going to fight harder for this seat. No one is more excited to go to Washington and make sure that we get an American First agenda on track and headed in the right direction. Far too long, people have said, and people have said this to me today, which I am shocked by, a few people. You know, take the integrity hat off, put it in your back pocket. Don't worry about it. Just sign it. Just sign it. You don't have to mean it. Then why are you asking me to do it? This is a control. And I understand. We have a 4-term state senator that some people want. He's losing in every single category. We beat him in straw polls. We beat him in endorsements. We beat him in campaigning. We beat him in raising money. We beat him in every single category. So I know it's scary for him. He should be shocked. After 4 terms in the House, in the Senate, he doesn't have any support. So what do they go after? They want a man of integrity to sell it out. I spent my entire adult professional life living on a code of ethics. And I'm not suggesting by any stretch that all veterans and all law enforcement officers are angels. But there is a code of expectation. And I try to live up to that code every single day. I'm not a perfect person, never claimed to be. But your integrity is the only thing in life you have to freely give away. And once it's gone, it's never coming back. People may forgive you. People may say, I understand, but you're never getting that back. I've been through a lot of my life, and I didn't pick the day to start selling out who I am. So I thank all of you for being here. What I want to do before we end, and take any questions that you have them, the Liberty House, if you have $5, $10, anything like that, you could make a donation to Marga. We're going to collect some money for the Liberty House. I think it's really important that we really honor our commitment to our veterans, and that's something I know our president's committed to. That's something I'm committed to. As you know, we have less than 1% of our population serving us. And every 65 minutes in this country, a veteran takes his or her life. I'd like to be able to give some of these contributions to the Liberty House. Everything we collect today will go directly to the Liberty House. It's important. This election is important. So please, tell your family, tell your friends, tell everyone. We're going to win this, and you're riding on integrity all the way to the White House. I really want to thank all of you for showing up here today. It really means a lot because it reinforces what's happening today. I received a text message from a young man who recently graduated from the University of Maine, who's now running for office himself. He sent me a text message and said, Mr. Edwards, I have so much respect for you, for standing up, and please don't back down. He's not asking me to not support this party, because I support the Republican Party just like all of you. He's not asking me to go out and bash other Republicans. He's asking me to stand up so that we start to change the type of people who are elected, so good people can step forward. So you don't have to feel like you have to sell out who you are and do very ugly things to get a seat. And I've said this to people today. If I sell out now from a little bit of pressure, what makes you think I'm not going to sell out in Washington to keep the seat? When the party bosses in Washington say, Eddie, you got to do this. You want that office, you got to do this. You want that committee, you got to do this. Have we learned nothing? This is what the 2016 election was all about. You saw a strong candidate in Donald Trump at the time, now President Trump. He didn't back down, he didn't fold, he hasn't folded one day since. That's why we love him, that's why we support him. And right now, he needs soldiers coming to Washington to support him. And I'm asking you to send me, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, let's get this done, let's crush this primary, and we'll crush the general election. Thank you.